Hey my dudes, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I uploaded a video. Life has been pretty hectic since I launched my website, and I also was planning a plant market. So a few weekends ago I organised the fungi plant market and it was so much fun. Oh, I loved it so much and I cannot wait to do another one. It's a lot of work, but it was so much fun. I did actually like vlog a week in the life of like organising a plant market and getting it all ready, but to be honest with you, I do not have time to edit such a video. There was so much footage, so I have flagged that and I'm just going to stick to simpler videos because I do love doing YouTube videos and I love uploading them, but yeah, I just need to keep them simple to save this little brain. Anyway, I thought today, I've had a few questions on my Instagram wanting an updated Hoya video. If you've seen my previous videos, I've done like Hoya collection videos. I've also done the root mealy. It was like half of my Hoya had root mealy, and I did a treatment video on that, and I can say that I don't have any more root mealy, but the initial treatment I did in that video didn't fully work. So what I actually did was just cut off all the roots, put them all in water and basically start again, and they've all grown new root systems. I've planted them all up and they're all doing really well. Anyway, ramble, I am going to show you my Hoya collection. I am waiting on 3 more Hoya which are coming in the mail and I'm so excited for them. One is a Hoya curtisii, one is a Hoya Erythrina, something like that, and we all know, if you're in New Zealand, the Hoya australis Lisa, which was dropped by the Plant Project, so I have one of them coming. So excited, cannot wait. But anyway, let's just get into the video. So my first little Hoya I want to show you is this absolute cutie. This is a Hoya Matilde Splash, and if you can see, it is throwing hands, so it is growing a new little growth point. I am obsessed with this. I love this splashy leaf, so gorgeous. I cannot wait for this one to grow. And along those lines, I also have this is a Hoya rotundifolia. I thought these plants were cool, and then when I got it in person, it is so much cooler. Like, the leaves are so thick and chunky and square and a little bit furry, and this one is also just starting to throw a little growth point there, so I'm super excited. These both came unrooted, just a single node cutting, so yeah, these are definitely 2 of my upcoming favourites and I cannot wait for them to grow. I actually also want to give special mention to this Hoya. This is a Hoya Polyneura, but I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but these 2 top leaves are pretty much like 100% silver. They are so splashy. If you can see that bottom leaf, that's got a bit more green and splash, but my plant just randomly decided to throw this little like offshoot out, so I cut it off. It is now rooted, and I'm going to grow it, and hopefully it'll keep producing that beautiful splash. I really love this plant. It is so pretty and I cannot wait to see it grow, and I hope it does put out some more splashy leaves because I love splash on Hoya. So in keeping with the Hoya fishtail, I have the variegated Hoya fishtail. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know the struggles I have had with this girl, but she is finally growing, albeit very slow. Like, she'll put out 2 leaves, then do nothing for a few months, put out another 2 leaves, do nothing for another few months. So yeah, she's very slow growing, but absolutely stunning. This Hoya here is also another new one to my collection. This is a Hoya Neo-Ibudica. I'm not too sure. I'll put all the names on the screen, but I got this in a trade from Lisa, from Lisa Loves Leaves. It is really cool. They often get confused with a nickel sonia. but this one's definitely a lot lighter in colour. I can actually show you. So this here is my Hoya nickel sonia. It's getting some nice sun stressing, and as you can see they do look quite different. But this dude, so one growth point there, one growth point here, and I do actually see another one, but you won't be able to see it on camera. So yeah, that is my Hoya nickel sonia, and absolutely love it. It's getting some nice sun stressing to it. I had a beautiful cutting that I put up on my website, and it had some awesome sun stressing, but it's just scratching my boob. This here is my Hoya Crinkle 8. This was one of the ones that had root mealy, and as you can tell it is thriving now. So I cut all the roots off this and started again, and it is thriving. It has it's got one growth point at the moment, and it has the potential to have another growth point out of this side. But yeah, it is just taking off. Really easy care. I love the little dimply leaves, really thick chunky leaves. Have it potted in straight fern fibre, which I have actually most of my Hoya potted in straight fern fibre. But yeah, that is Hoya Crinkle 8. This Hoya here is my Hoya cinebun. Put the name down. I've struggled with this for so long, but it is finally growing. If you can see, it has a nice little growth point. I've put it on a trellis, and I hope the growth point doesn't fall off. The sun's come out and it is freaking hot in here, but my neighbours are like right there and they can probably hear me talking. But I love the size of this leaves. I'm not actually sure what all this is. Maybe some sort of fungal infection. I don't know. It's had it since I've got it. It hasn't got any worse. So yeah. Another Hoya I have struggled so much with, but now is thriving. This is my Hoya fungi. It has multiple growth points, multiple new leaves, and it is absolutely beautiful. I love a good Hoya with some good veining. These leaves are big, they're fuzzy, super veiny. Absolutely love them. Can't wait to watch this one grow. As I say, it has multiple growth points. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it has 2 peduncles but no blooms as of yet. But yes, I really like this Hoya. If I could splash out and buy a really big, lush, beautiful Hoya, it would probably be a Hoya fungi. My next Hoya is my Hoya kiriai, and I don't know if you can see, but it has a growth point and it is throwing hands, and I'm so excited. Yeah, I really like Hoya kiriai. Love the shape of the leaves, love the little splash. This one again was one that suffered from root rot, but as you can see, she has grown all her roots back and is thriving in straight fern fibre, and is actually growing, and I'm so happy, so happy. Cannot wait for this one to grow. I'm just gonna pray that it keeps growing, and I'm just gonna leave it alone, let it do its thing. That's a good thing about with having my Hoya in the greenhouse now, is that I can just kind of ignore them and let them grow and do their own thing. This Hoya here is my Hoya bilobata. Just started as 2 tiny little double leaf cuttings, and now it is a beautiful plant. And I've cut it multiple times. I've just cut this stem here, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 growth points coming, which is really exciting. It has some nice little sun stress to it. Really cute little Hoya, and I just have it growing in a fern fibre pot. Yes, this is a peduncle. Hasn't bloomed yet, maybe this year. And I made this little love heart trellis out of some wire. But yeah, I really like this Hoya. It's probably one of my favourites. I'm going to say that about all of them, but I just love them. My next little Hoya is this one here. This is a Hoya Rihanna. I got this off one of my good friends, Mickey. Is it in focus? I can't tell. But yeah, I don't know. I just like it. It's got cute little leaves. It's got a little splash on it. It is throwing some hands in the middle there that you can see, and it is growing. I don't have too much to say about this. I haven't had this very long, but I like it. It's cute. As you can see, my next Hoya is a little lopsided. So this big, bushy, beautiful Hoya is a Hoya kiriai. It is in straight fern fibre, and as you can see it has some delicious roots growing, and it is seriously bushed out so much. I don't know if this is in focus, I can't really tell. That's in focus. It is bushed out so much, and it is looking super pretty. It has multiple growth points coming in. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden it just burst into life. So yeah, I don't have too much to say about it, but it is my Hoya kiriai. This little dude here we all know and love. This is my Hoya compactor. I bought this off Plant Project recently, and my lovely courier dropped it down the stairs and cracked or broke the growth tip off, so I just cut it back and propagated it. But this is the base of the plant, and I have transferred it into fern fibre, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that little dot there, but it is already growing its roots into the fern fibre. So Hoya absolutely love fern fibre, and I absolutely love this Hoya. It is, fun fact actually, I never used to like these Hoya. I thought they were ugly, but now I really like them. They're just funky, something different. A real pain if you ever get like pests on them, but they're just cool. I really like them. Hoya compactor. My next two Hoya I have to show you are Hoya Crimson Princesses. One is normal and one is a rubra, I believe. So this one is just the normal one, and this one is the rubra, and as you can see the new growth is super dark, super dark pink, whereas the new growth on this girl is really light. I don't know if that's true, but I like them both. I've got this one climbing up a pole, and this one has 1, 2, 3 growth points, but they are very slow growers, I have found, and both of these had root mealy. Both of them are trucking back with lots of good new roots. I think they're super pretty. Yeah, I really like them. So this is the sister of, or this is the queen of those. So this is the Hoya Crimson Queen. I have this on a little makeshift trellis. It is 2 cuttings, has 2 growth points, but potentially enough for 3 or 4 growth points. It is super beautiful. I really like these Hoya. Growing really well. Again, had root mealy, chopped it off, put it in water, regrew its roots, and has planted it back into fern fibre. And as you can see, it's thriving. So I have a few of these. I have this one, and I have one back here, but it's wrapped around the shelf, so I can't take that one down. But yeah, I really like them. Really pretty. Hoya Crimson Queen. This little cutie, this is a Hoya kamingiana. I propagated this ages ago, and it honestly has not done a thing in months, like months and months. But it does have some really good roots that have grown back. Again, I put this one in water and regrew all its roots, so I guess that's probably why it hasn't grown, because it's been putting all its energy into those roots. But yeah, a neat little Hoya. This dude here is my Hoya longifolia. It is a little bit of an ugly duckling. It is 2 random cuttings that honestly haven't grown. Like, I've had this for maybe 2 years and it hasn't grown, but it is finally growing, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 growth points. So I'm hopeful this will grow nice and big and full. But yeah, don't have too much to say about it because it hasn't grown very much. This little Hoya here is a Hoya numeraloides, I don't know, I put the name. I call it Hoya numnum. Really hard, fuzzy, real furry leaves. Love it. It hasn't done much growing. Hopefully it's going to do a bit of growing. Yeah. Next is this guy. This is my Hoya, peninsus or penis. I have sun stressed the hell out of this because I just think it looks so pretty. Again, I chopped it, hasn't grown back, but it does have a tiny little growth point down here, so I'm hopeful it will grow some nice tendrils over summer. But yeah, really love the colour of this one, super pretty. This plant we all know, this is a Hoya serpens. It has multiple peduncles, which I am very excited for because I haven't had this one flower for me. It has got 3 and they are all looking really good. I actually just planted up a whole heap of cuttings and made myself a little mother plant. Yep, again I had root mealy on this one actually, and I propagated my whole plant. It is so hot in here, oh my god. Okay, I need to do this quick. Hoya serpens, pretty, love it, can't wait to see it bloom. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see pictures of it blooming if it does. This here is my Hoya obavada. This is a new one from the plant project because the one I have is just a little cutting and it wasn't growing and I was too impatient, so I could not pass up this beauty. It has a nice growth point, so I can't wait to see this one grow. Again, transferred it straight into fern fibre and it is already sending its roots out, so it is loving it. I didn't realise how many Hoya I had until I started this video. This is my Hoya lachinosa. Did sweet FA all over winter and now it has like 10 growth points, a few new little peduncles, so I have high hopes for this one, growing really well. I just have it hanging up in that back corner there. But yeah, Hoya lachinosa. These ones are prolific growers and bloomers too if you give them the right conditions. This here is my Hoya bella. This is my mother plant. Again, this one has so many growth points, so many peduncles. I am expecting a beautiful bloom show from this girl. Again, not too much to say about her. She just chills and I love that. I love a plant that just chills and doesn't need a lot of maintenance. It gets quite high light, which is probably why it's a little bit faded in colour, but it's thriving. It likes it, so yeah, Hoya bella. Can't wait to see it bloom. Again, follow me on Instagram and I will definitely be spamming pictures of the blooms because I get excited. This here has been forever a mystery Hoya. I bought it as a Hoya carnosa, but it is definitely not a Hoya carnosa. I have mixed opinions on what it might be. I've had Hoya pink silver, I've had Hoya red buttons, I've had Hoya royal Hawaiian purple. So if you know what this Hoya may be, please let me know in the comment below, in the comment box below. It hasn't bloomed for me, but it gives off these really beautiful red leaves on the new growth. It actually has also put off really dark, like really dark new leaves, so that's why I'm so confused as to what it is. These are just some cuttings I grew off my mother plant, which is here. And when I say the mother plant was huge, like it was huge. It was all tangled up in a fishing net. That's how the lady had it displayed. And actually, if you can see those little red spots on the leaves, if you could tell me what that is, I have no idea. I'm assuming it's some sort of fungal thing, but I don't really mind. Unless it's really bad, then please let me know and I'll treat it. But those are just hanging from the roof of my greenhouse. Oh. Can I take this one down? Yep. So this one has the same spots, so I don't know. This is just a Hoya pubicalyx. I don't know what kind. Hasn't flowered. But it's pretty. Really prolific grower. As you can see, the tendrils are like super long. It is in the Hoya mix from Brad and it is thriving, and it basically just sits up here and gets neglected but grows like a champ. Oh, I nearly forgot this one. this here is my Hoya Linearis. I've just taken a whole heap of cuttings from it, so it was a bit longer. Again, straight fern fibre, and I just have it hanging up over here. Next to that, let me turn you around. So this here is my Hoya Shapuri Eye. I can't take this down because it is growing all around and it's all tangled. It has a few peduncles, so it is going to bloom for me as well, which is really exciting. The mother plant actually lives outside. This is a Hoya Passiflora or Palciflora. I do have a smaller one that I could show you, but it's sort of jammed right down the back. This is my mother plant, and it has grown so much. So I've planted it in straight tree fern fibre, cut it right back, and it is just going berserk. So obviously loving tree fern fibre. And this on the end is just a standard Hoya Polyneura or fishtail Hoya. This is actually the plant that really splashy cutting came off, so yeah. It does have a little bit of splash on the plant, but nothing crazy. Yeah, it's just one of my mother plants that just hangs out here. I actually haven't had a fishtail bloom. I'd really like one to bloom because the blooms are super pretty. I think that is everything. Okay guys, I need to get out of this greenhouse. My face is burning. It is so hot. I had to close the doors so my neighbours couldn't see me doing this because they'll think it's weird. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below with your favourite Hoya, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!